participants of the podcast are either medical marijuana patients or in a state where it is recreationally legal. Two Fried Eggs podcast does not condone any illegal marijuana or drug use or sales.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Two Fried Eggs podcast. It's your boy, once again, B motherfucking G, with my boy Dolph. What's going on, man? How you hanging?
That's how it's going, bro.
Right.
Obviously, I'm in a weird place. I'm in Florida, man.
Yeah, I noticed you don't have the normal background and all that good stuff you normally have.
Excuse me, dude. Ooh, that was a hell of a hit.
Yeah, get it, man. Get it.
So I'm in oh, Jesus. I'm in Florida, man. Sorry, that was a hell of a hit. Anyways, yeah, I'm in Florida. Seeing my family. I was supposed to be on vacation this last week, but I cannot go to the Dominican Republic. That's kind of what we want to talk about tonight. Today, sorry, this is a very emotional topic right now. That's why I wanted to put it out. I wanted to get it out there because I think our viewers deserve to see what's real and what real men go through and what we do.
Right.
Before I get into anything crazy, how you doing, bro? I know you've had some health issues recently, and how you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm good. I'm just well, for one, I'm glad, Mike, I'm feeling better than I was. And anytime, man, as you know, I got lung issues, I got weight issues, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So anytime that stuff starts popping off, you know, it messes with your head and whatnot. But just because I'm trying to push so hard right now, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Like, just trying to push so hard with content and streaming and shorts and everything like that. And then with getting sick on top of it and then missing some work, which is what pays my bills right now. And you know, it all just adds up, especially right at the holidays, bro.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. It's definitely, it's a rough time, man. I'm glad you're feeling better, though. Shit.
Yeah, lung-wise and stuff like that. Well, for one, as you know, I've cut way back on smoking flower.
Yeah.
I've cut that way back. I've been, yeah, right. And I still got, you know, shit sitting here, but I've been burning, or not burning, but using a FECO syringe, which FECO for people that aren't familiar with it. FECO syringe. There's no needle involved or anything like that. It's just like RSO, which I know you know what it is, but for our viewers or listeners or whatever, I just take a little bit of it and you know, squeeze out like, you know, rice grain type. I may add a little more than that now to something, and then just eat it down like any other edible, you know, which has helped me to cut way back on the actual smoke intake into my lungs, and has helped me start breathing a little better. So
that's what's up, man. Yeah, I knew this stuff would do well for you. I love RSO. I love the Ark and Raw stuff that I was getting. I don't know where I'll be able to get it anymore. Honestly, not at that price. $40 for a gram was ridiculously good price. But yeah, I can't find it anymore.
We're at 50. We're at 50 a gram here, but I think you can probably find it on certain days on sale, maybe, and even get it cheaper. I'm not sure.
Well, it's 110 in Arkansas outside of the stuff I was getting for a gram.
Damn, bruh.
Yeah, so that's why I stopped doing it. I bought it when I'm at 110 a gram. I bought it, tried it, knew I loved it, and then said, this is not an effective and cost-effective way for me to medicate.
No, not at that price, dude. At 50 for me, it's straight, because I've had this thing for a while, and I still got quite a bit left, you know.
Exactly. It lasted me 3 to 4 weeks, if like a gram, but at $110, it just wasn't.
Right. So tell me, you know, back on this deal. I appreciate you checking on me and everything, brother. I'm doing good, so. So what went down, bro? Like, I know, like, you had this vacation plan, or you've been planning it and been building up towards it, and
for a year.
I know the day came and the time came, and you know, kind of take me through what you're dealing with right now.
So yeah, a year I've been planning this vacation. My sister-in-law, I hate even calling her my sister-in-law, but so you know who she is, because she's my sister.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
I've been with my wife for 11 years, so there's no difference between one sister to the next to the next to the next. I'm adopted, so
right.
Their blood doesn't make family. Family is the people that are around you, that care for you and love for you. Like,
absolutely.
That's family. And she's that girl, and I've supported her and she supported me so many years. So I was looking forward to it. Even though it was so expensive, I still was looking forward to it because it was just such a cool experience. Like I've never been to a destination wedding, and then to see her
Right.
marry her soulmate, I was super excited. So we planned it out. I paid for it, flights, $1,500, room, $3,500. Like it is an all inclusive. Yeah, dude.
Dang.
That's what I'm saying. Like
Dang.
I paid. Yeah, I saved and paid, and it was crazy. Sent my passport application in the beginning of November. I realized that I needed to renew, and I had one, but I had to renew it. So I go in there and do it. Paid $330 to expedite it
Right.
because
Right.
it was so close to when I was having to fly. They're like, yeah, you got to pay this extra $6 fee. Blah 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 blah. Like, okay, cool, no problems. I turn around and check on it, and it's never getting processed. So I call them like,
Right.
"What's going on?" They're like, "Well, it's at a mail sorting place. It'll be fine. Come here on the 13th that you fly. There's an appointment for you. Come here that day. It's in New Orleans. You're flying out of New Orleans, and we'll get you your passport. You can go." That's what they told me in the call center. When I got there, they took my information, and about 15 minutes later, they came called me up to the window. They're like, "Mr. Wilson, is there any reason that there would be a hold on your passport? Like anything on your background?" And I'm sitting there thinking, did I get arrested and not remember it? Like, did I get
Right? Like, why are you asking me this? Right. Right.
Here's the thing, though. I've gotten rejected from things because of my twin brother's background bleeding into mine. Like I've had to pay more for insurance before because he had a hit and run that somehow it made it onto my license and somehow because it. So
Huh.
I was waiting for something like that, and I can clear that stuff up easy because I pull the case up, they see it, and be done. So I was like, okay. But no, then I'm like, no, nothing. And she goes, what about child support? And I'm like, motherfucker. I'm like,
Uh-oh.
okay, what do you mean? And she goes, oh yeah, if you're in arrears, they're not going to issue a passport. Yeah, that sucks. I'm in arrears. I'm not going to go into why I'm in arrears. I can just tell you that it's not right. It's another story for another time. I was screwed in court from the Florida family court systems.
Wow.
And they credited me back like 2 years worth of back child support. That the day I got the order, they said you should have been paying child support for 2 years. You're in arrears $25,000.
Right.
Instantaneously.
Well, bro, I'll tell you, I freaking spent over a decade paying double what I should have been paying in child support. And that was from the time I was paying double. Like when I paid $7,000 and went to court over the child support thing, and to finally get it lowered. This is after a decade of paying what I had been paying, and after 10 years of paying and my pay scale going up, being at my job as long as I've been there, I was still paying double what I should have been paying at what I was making 10 years later. But I had been paying it for that whole 10 years. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
And
bro.
so it literally went in half, but it cost me $7,000 to do it after finally busting my ass for 10 years and getting enough money together to be able to pay these attorneys and shit to get it lowered and stuff, you know? It was wild. So I feel your pain, brother. Straight up, dude.
So instant arrears, if you miss a single payment, they're going to suspend your license. Like all this stuff that is all of a sudden put on my shoulders when I had my kids 5 days out of the week. But because, but the family courts, dude, I'm a big guy. I'm 300 pounds, bro. 300 pounds, 6 foot.
Well,
I'm imposing when I'm in person.
Right.
And in court, I'm even more imposing because you hear my voice. I'm loud. And I have resting bitch face. So
you do look like a real bitch right now.
If I don't smile. And for those of you at home, I just made a very mean gar-looking face.
Yeah.
And then I flipped him off
motherfucker.
Grr,
motherfucker. Well, I'll tell you another thing, dude. And I mean, I don't want to get into a whole, bashing thing or whatever, but I went through a whole where my older kids lived with me for 3 months, and during those 3 months, I was still paying, the child support, and they stayed with me 3 months straight. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't want to go back, and that's another story as well. But anyway,
right.
But I mean, I never saw a dime of that money or whatever. That 3 months worth is just, I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff that figures into the way the things can happen with child support. But anyway.
Well, child support's all fucked anyways.
So
that's a whole
you found out about
story.
that, and then how did that, obviously things went down, and we left off, you were just finding out about this or whatever, and they were telling you about your passport?
So she said that, and she goes, listen, you can call them, and if they'll release it, we'll issue the passport. It has nothing to do with us. Like, we don't care. Like, it's not on us. They're the ones that make the decision. If they can give you the okay, we can even issue a temporary passport. Like, there's a lot of stuff we can do with this. You just need to get on the horn with them.
Try to make it work.
Yes. I don't think you can get it done before you fly, but don't give up. Go ahead and try. So I go downstairs, chat. They tell me that you have to be under $2,500 to get there's a certain amount you have to be under, right? $2,500 for them to say yes, right. They'll give you a passport, but it's also a 7 to 10 day time frame for it to happen. It's not something they'll just say if I'm under $2,500. They're like, oh yeah, no problem, and press a button and send it to you. No, it's a 7 to 10 day process.
Right.
As soon as they said that, I knew I was done.
Yeah, at that point, there's nothing you can do.
So that's logistics of what happened. Now let's talk about why I had a breakdown.
Right.
Other than what just you heard, like you guys just heard everything of what happened. Any normal person would have been devastated at this point, spending thousands upon thousands of dollars, missing your sister's wedding, and all that. Like, just that alone is enough to make a person crack. Agreed?
Right. Oh yeah.
So
you've been planning. I mean, you've been planning this thing for, you said, what, a year or something like that?
Over
saving
a year,
up money
yeah.
And busting ass.
Yeah, over a year we knew it was coming and planning it. We didn't know where it was until like January of last year. So we knew, and it was crazy. So everybody would be pissed off at this point. Everybody would be hurt. Like, most of y'all would probably have yelled and screamed at the person on the phone, and probably the passport lady too, because you were so upset and you wouldn't know where to direct your emotions. I get that. And I promise you, I wanted to direct my emotions like that, but I was in front of my son.
Right.
And I'm a dad. Dads don't do that. Sorry, I told you. It's all about my son.
Right.
So, all that child support stuff is whatever. But I've been alienated out of my other 3 kids' lives for the last 7 years. No contact. No nothing. When I've called trying to get a hold of my kids, I've been laughed at and hung up on for years. I've tried. I've reached out every which way possible, and she blocks me and pushes me out of their life. And as they turn 18, I'm hoping that they're going to find me, and my oldest son did, and we've had a very strong relationship for the last 2 years.
Right.
But I still missed 7 years of his life that I'll never get back. And they were 7 core memory-making years and personality development and who he is going to be for the rest of his life. And I didn't have that chance to influence him to be that guy for him. And now it's honestly too late. Like, he's going to be who's going to be. I'm going to try to guide him where he's going to be, like where he needs to go. But at this point, the change has to come from him.
Yeah, he's already went through all those years and that's those stages, So.
Yeah, and people, everybody's so mad at him because of who he is and how he is. I'm like, the kid was abused.
Right.
He was told to lie say that I hit him to a judge. He didn't, luckily. But still, like, he was told to lie. Like, that's how abused this kid was. Anyway, we're getting off subject there. Let's go back. And if I do, I'm pretty stoned already.
No, you're good, man. I'm fucking baked too, dude. I'm just chilling. I mean, I went through a lot of that stuff too, man. I had a lot of now, and I don't know, like with kids and things like that, but growing up, there was a lot of times where I had to call and have like the well-being check on, my kids and things like that, or go up and pull them out of the house because their mom and stepdad or whatever were, going at it, and just things are getting out of hand, and there was a whole lot of that, and I mean, it was an ordeal the whole time, man. So I get all that part of it for sure.
So, I'm very sensitive of missing anything with my son because of this. I changed jobs when my wife got pregnant with my fourth child, her first. I changed my career because I didn't want to be sitting in a call center for 10 to 15 hours a day doing what I was doing. I was a director of a call center at that point in time, and we were like, I'm going to have a kid, and I left the call center where I was at, moved to the tech, got into the other companies, and went to work at home. So from the time that boy has been born until present day, so he's over 4 years old, I've worked from home. I have an office at home. Like, I have my computer set up over there where I normally record at, like all that. That's my office. Right. And so this boy I've been there every single day of this boy's life. I don't miss things. Whatever it is, I don't care. And dude, I'm just going to tell you, I've went to some stupid shit at his school that no other parents were going to. But I told my wife, like, I don't care, whatever it is. If the parent's allowed to be there, I'm going to be there.
Right.
Because I just don't want to miss anything. So let's talk about what I'm missing right now. My son's first international trip. First vacation really outside of anywhere, like, period, like to a hotel for like an all-inclusive, things like that. I'm missing all these firsts. And at that point in time, like when it all just hit me, I was sitting in my truck because I knew I didn't want to be in the passport office anymore when I was talking to these people, because I didn't want to. I couldn't be in front of people with how I was. Like, I'm
right.
I'm a very composed person in public. I don't like. For me to sit there and cry in public is not going to be like me doing it on camera. It was the most uncomfortable thing I've done in a very long time.
Right.
But I want to be true. I want to be true to our listeners. I want to be true to you, because you've gotten real with me in a couple things, and I want to be that back, because it makes
for sure.
It needs to be an honest conversation 2 ways. So it all came rushing out to me, and I had a panic attack. And then I recovered from the panic attack, and then I had another one, and then I recovered from it, and then I fucking had another one.
Yeah.
3 panic attacks in the course of 30 minutes, 40 minutes. One of them, my wife was on the phone with my mom, and I've never been that way in front of my mom. I've never been that way in front of anybody. Like, I've never had a panic attack in front of anybody before. I've done it before. Like, I'm normally away from people.
That's my main thing, is that panic attacks, bro.
I haven't had one in years, man. But the thought of missing all of these firsts hit me right in the nuts just that quick, and I couldn't recover. Then my wife gets the call and say, hey, you're going to come back upstairs and get Corbin's passport because it's ready. So we were waiting on his too, but it was the same thing.
Right.
Not a big deal. It was just it had to be printed. It didn't make it to us before, so we set the appointment. No big deal. That was nothing. So she leaves me, and I call my mom, and I'm just like, I don't know how I can maintain my sanity if I have to go home for the next 7 days and they're not there.
Well, yeah, and just sit there and stuff after all this. I mean, after all the time and planning and whatnot. Let me ask you this, man, and I'm just trying to fire back or whatever. How did it get to where you were so close to the time and didn't have the passports?
I didn't realize that I had to renew mine before.
I'm stupid. I've never had a passport. I've never done anything like that.
Passports are good for a long time. They're good for 10 years.
Right. Okay, shit.
Yeah.
So it's just one of them things where it just got overlooked or whatever. Huh?
Yeah. But I paid for it. I'm like, okay, I know I still have. It takes up to 5 weeks for expedited for you to get
Right.
it.
Right.
We had 5 weeks.
Oh, okay. But okay.
I had to pay, but I was going to get it. That's the thing. Like, it had no problem. The reason that my sons didn't come in was because of a U.S. postal worker's error. She
Well,
sent
I get that right now.
she sent she sent my birth certificate with his application, not my son's.
Well, bro, I deal with shipping stuff all day, every day, man. It's a fucking mess right now.
Yeah, I did that.
To say the least, man. It's a total mess. But, so what, I mean, dude, I get the anxiety, man. You know me. I've talked to you about that. Hell, my last panic attack I had was when we were recording last time.
I know.
I mean, I was having a panic attack all through the episode we just posted last week and the week before now at this point while we're recording it. But it'll be, I take daily medicine for anxiety and shit like that, bro, and medicate the way you're medicating right now for it. And then I have Xanax I take when as needed, So I get it, man. The mental health stuff is something I battle all day, every day.
At certain times in my life, I have been on medicine before.
Oh. Sorry, my chair about fell back. All right, we're good. We're good. Don't sorry.
For those of you that guys aren't listening, you guys are listening, not viewing. I personally thought that Bosch's post that holds his chair up went up through his middle, because the look on his face was surprised, like his eyes. I got
goosed.
I thought you got goosed. Your eyes shot over.
Oh,
the
like, damn thing started to rock back. I thought I was gonna fall backwards real quick. My bad.
Oh no.
Fault. Oh shit. Good
that
Lord.
Was funny. All right. So yeah, I've been on medicine before. I was on a cut like Zoloft before, Lexapro, and they all had just screwed up side effects that were worse than me dealing with whatever I dealt with. And then I'm gonna be honest with you, I liked Xanax way too much to be taking that.
Yeah, I don't fuck with it, like play with it.
Yeah,
I take it only as needed,
As needed was as much as I could possibly get. When they gave it to me, I was like, "Fuck, these are amazing!" Like,
but bro,
I feel good finally.
Without anxiety medicine and the stuff I do, I mean, I can't even go to work. I mean, I can't. I literally get stopped in traffic on the freeway and will start panicking to the point where I'll drive off the fucking shoulder and have to get the fuck out of there because, I mean, I've had ambulance rides and my anxiety is through the roof without some form of, the forms of medication I use. So.
I've been there, I was there before.
I don't fucking play with Xanax though, man. I don't want to get hooked on that shit. I take
it
only as needed.
And I liked it way too much, and my family has severe. If you've listened to the show, you've heard this mentioned quite a few times. I am not like the rest of my family. Them fools are straight addicts. And I have the propensity to do that, but I care about other things more than I care to fight. I'll just fight the demon.
Hey, for our viewers or listeners, don't worry. I don't know what propensity means either. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that was the best delayed laugh ever. I was like, did this motherfucker really think that propensity means?
I was just fucking with you, bro. Trying to make you smile. That's all, homie.
Oh my god, that was great.
Shit. So yeah, so tell me what, okay. Let's just say you're recording, or we're recording now. You're in Florida. So how did that all come about?
So I was right there before we started talking about something else.
Right.
So my wife goes up there to go get the passport. We're in downtown New Orleans. I'm sitting there in my truck, and my mom's on the phone. She goes, "Well, I don't know what you can do, but you can always come here." And from New Orleans, it's a 10-hour trip, straight drive time, not stopping, no piss breaks or nothing. 10 hours from where I was sitting. And I didn't think about driving, honestly. This is where how fucked up my head is. Like, I like problem solving. Like, that's one of the things that I enjoy about my job now. I have to problem solve all the time. I didn't even think about driving. I was sitting in my fucking truck, and I'm so fucked in the head at this point because I'm going through all this anxiety and shit and I can't even think straight. And all I say when she says, "Come here," I'm like, "I can't afford a plane ride." And she goes, "Then drive."
Right.
And I'm like,
Right.
why did I think of that? Like, oh, it was. I can't believe I didn't think of that. I was sitting in my truck, so I'm like, well, let me see. And she goes, "Listen, if you don't have the money for the gas, because I just told her, I just told her I couldn't afford a plane ride."
Right.
She goes, "If you don't have gas money, I'll fucking send it for you. I'll send it to you, whatever. Like, I was gonna send you money for Christmas anyway. I'll just send it to you now, and it'll get you here. We're gonna get you home." I'm like, no, I got gas money. I wasn't thinking like that. Like, I wasn't thinking straight.
Right.
So I got gas, and I had money for gas and food and all that stuff. So I was safe. I just wasn't gonna go like a day trip or day plane ride from New Orleans to Orlando would have been ridiculous.
Right.
That'd have been like
sure.
like $1,000, $1,500 plane ticket at that point. When it cost me $150 to drive back.
Yeah, true that. Yeah, much. Plus, man, well, let me tell. I kind of, I don't know. I guess from riding motorcycles and stuff like that, some of the times when you're, on the road by yourself and just listening to the tunes and stuff like that can be rough but good at the same time. Give you some time to get out there and just kind of get in your thoughts and clear your head or go through whatever emotions a man, we need to go through when we're not in the front of everybody's eyes and everything. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh, that was the worst part of it. I was alone with my thoughts for the next. It took me a lot longer to go. So what I didn't tell you guys is, on the 13th when we were flying, we had to be in New Orleans at 8:30 in the morning for our appointment. We live way far away from there, 5 hours from there. So we had to leave at 5 hours straight drive time. So I gave us 7 hours. So I think we left at like 1 o'clock in the morning. So I've been up since 1 o'clock in the morning. I was supposed to go on a plane at this point at 6 o'clock in the evening that night and go sleep on it. So I was like, I can handle that kind of time.
Yeah.
But now I'm talking about going to Florida. My mom's like, "You're crazy to start driving today. Get a room." And I'm like, there's no way that I can sit here in this city and do this. Like, I knew that if I stopped and slowed down, I would have crumbled right there. So I had to keep moving forward to a goal, which was getting here. If I would have stopped and done anything, it would have messed me up. I was just too far gone. I had to go, keep moving. But so I started driving, and I made it to, I want to say Alabama. And I'm like, I was about to pass out at that point. I think it was like,
yeah.
So I pulled into
yourself too far.
Well, so I pulled into a rest area, went to the bathroom, went back there, tried to close my eyes. Now remember, I've been on the road for all this time, and my thoughts were so swirled in my head that I couldn't even sleep. I ended up sleeping for like 30 minutes, maybe. If it was a full 30 minutes, I'd be surprised. I was that fucked up.
Right.
And so I couldn't sleep. I'm like, I'm not going to sit here. So like I said, I had to keep moving.
Yeah.
Eastbound, bro.
Keep focused. Yep.
Yeah.
I've done one trip like that. And of course, I wasn't going through like emotional stuff, but we went down to South Padre and drove straight through like 19 and a half hours or something like that, man. It was crazy.
Yeah. If I left at 2 and I got here at 4. So a 10-hour trip took 14 hours. Which honestly isn't that bad. Saying that I slept 2 of those.
Right.
Because later in the night, my body was like, bro, what is wrong with you? Go the fucking lay down.
Yeah.
I'll shut the brain off. Don't worry about it. I'll shut it off. And I promise you, this would have been a lot better if I would have just had medicine.
Right. Right, because you didn't have any smoke, right? You
No,
didn't have anything to puff on. You didn't have anything
flying.
like that.
I was flying.
Right. Yeah.
And it's definitely 100% illegal in the Dominican Republic, where my family's at. So I'm not stupid. I don't chance it. If there's a chance for me to be hurt in any way in my future in any which way, I don't do it. It's like
you don't want to end up like fucking homegirl that just got back from Russia.
Yeah, exactly. And
you know what I'm saying?
I know about it.
So, yeah, they ain't going to trade anybody for your ass, motherfucker. You're just going to stay over there.
Saved.
And be like, yeah, don't worry. I'll be on my Twitch channel being like, look, motherfuckers, we got to do something.
All 25 of the people fucking watching you like, what do you want us to do?
Yeah, like seriously,
Your
who the
dick's
fuck
small.
are you even? Yeah, right. That's exactly how that shit would go. Shut up, stupid, and tow some cars. Oh shit, man.
Oh God, that is so true.
But so you told me, and I don't know. I mean, like, because you get down to your mom's, and you did find a way to keep yourself busy. I heard you got yourself a project, and
oh yeah,
you're,
I
been
knew
focusing on.
I didn't want to sit in front of the TV for the week that I'm down here, and honestly, people have lives down here. Like, I get it. So I'm picking and choosing where I can get in and see my family. Like tonight before we recorded, because the reason we're recording in after your stream is because I went to it was a chorus and orchestra. Both my two nieces are in orchestra. Nice. One of them's first chair in violins, which is amazing. Taylor, she's crazy good.
That's cool.
And
man.
then Peyton is a celloist. She's not first chair, but she's amazing. Like, so good.
Wait, is the cello that big son bitch?
Yeah, it's pretty big. Yeah, it's like probably 4 foot.
Yeah.
But I'm the short one in my family.
It's like a giant's freaking violin.
Let me tell you again. I'm the short one in my family. I'm 6 foot. Yeah. My sisters are like 6'2", 6'3".
I'm like I'm 6 foot wide, but only 5'6" tall.
But her daughter is taller than me. She's already in her heels and stuff
dang.
She's wearing. Yeah, she's 16 and she's taller than me.
She gonna be dunking on motherfuckers.
She got the attitude to do it. Just swing her nuts in there.
So that's cool, man. At least you got. I mean, I understand that obviously things. Well, one thing that can come of it, no matter how bad things get and shit, man, it's to always just keep. Kind of what I've got from this, anyway, is no matter how bad things get, to always keep, pushing forward, stay focused on a goal. That's one thing with men, and one thing I've kind of found myself, and I have anxiety. I don't get out much anymore. I've really been trying to build, a community and stuff, and this is how I met you and who I consider one of my very best friends. And one thing I've found, and the best thing I've seen for myself anyway, for my mental health, whether it be instantly, like where you're like, okay, I got to get a focus, and I'm just going to get to my mom. So I'm going to stay focused. I'm going to keep pushing forward. I'm going to reach my goal. Whether you do that, instantly like that to deal with a situation that just happened to you, or say long-term, like what I'm doing, is just trying to have a focused goal and work towards something for the future to keep my mind more occupied and pushing towards something rather than just sitting in my thoughts. You know what I'm saying?
You know what sucks? I was talking to a lady at the child support office about this, and I'm begging this woman. Begging. Like, just give me 2 days to be there. Let me see this wedding. I'll come right back.
Is that something like that lady would actually have any kind of control over, really, though?
If I owed less, yeah, they could have done that. Like I said, it would take 7 to 10 days anyway.
I got you.
So it's not like, no matter what she did. But there was no empathy. There was no anything, like no feeling from her at all. To her, I was just some fucking deadbeat dad that whatever didn't matter. How I felt, like if I went and fucking shot myself in the face after this because she didn't even you laugh, but I'm not fucking kidding. People fucking kill themselves for shit like this. Like, it got men that what we do is, as men, we compartmentalize everything that we do. We shove that shit down. We fucking drive forward and keep doing. That's what we just talked about me doing, was pushing forward to get a fucking goal, because that's the only way that I can fucking make it.
But because you're feeling all that emotion, you can't put that all on her, bro. Like, that's just her job. Like, that's like me coming in and people. That's like me, like at my job, people coming in and because their way of living is a truck and I can't get them their part, bro. But I deal with 100 people every day, bro. Like, I don't have time to deal with every single person's emotions. You know what I'm saying?
But listen, I tell you, I've been a call center professional for a very long time. It is standard practice in the call center industry. If someone tells you about a problem of some sort, you should give them some kind of empathy and assurance. That's
Oh
it.
yeah, 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 yeah,
All
yeah.
she had to say was, "Listen, I'm so sorry for your what's going on. I hear that you're taught like
Yeah,
out
I
of your
got that.
problem."
Yeah.
All she had to say was that. Hey, I hear you. I'm sorry that you're dealing with this. I wish there was more that I could do. There isn't. I can't. I'm sorry. This is what you can do. This is what I suggest, but it's probably not going to work for today. Like that's all she had to say, and that was a resolution to what the issue was, and I let her go. Like
Right.
I
Yeah.
wasn't, I
I
wasn't
get
mean to
that.
her. I wasn't yelling or screaming or anything like that. Like honestly, I was. I'm being more emotional with you right now, explaining what happened, than I was being on the phone with her
Right.
because
Right.
I was just so like emotionally just fucked at that
That's
point.
one thing a lot right now is like dealing with any kind of people is that, you know, what am I trying to say? Because I've dealt with some different things and stuff like
People are
that too,
assholes.
and it's just, well, and everybody's going through shit right now, man.
Yeah.
Everybody's too wrapped up in their own problems and stuff and myself included, man. I'm like, everybody out there right now is struggling, and which is causing a whole lot more mental health issues and things across the nation
No
completely,
doubt.
I would imagine. So that's
See,
one thing. It's like I always try to look at it like, because I understand, like, I mean, you're filled with emotion and things like that, but then at the same time, I'm looking and I'm like, man, you don't know that, who knows what that lady's dealing with too, which doesn't make it right that she's at her job and stuff, but you just never know what's going on on the other side of things either.
I get that, but like I said, if I'm just putting on not my emotion, I'm putting on my
Right,
manager ears.
right.
If she worked for
Yeah,
me and I was listening to the call and somebody was being how I was being and she didn't give some kind of empathy and assurance,
right.
I would fail the call as a red flag behavior. Like
I got you.
you don't treat people like that. You don't treat customers like that. If you want to be that cold fucking bastard that doesn't ever do that and is just black and white, don't be in this kind of industry because
Right, right.
dealing with people's money is a very emotional thing. And whenever if you're either calling to ask for it because they owe it or calling to sell them things, it's all emotions that are driving these decisions.
Right.
And child support is
But
taking that money.
we can. This is gonna like I want to get off the lady at the thing because it's gonna you talk from a manager standpoint and I talk
Oh,
from an employee standpoint, so we probably won't see eye to eye on that.
oh, it's okay. I
But again, but
bitch.
like what did you? Well, no, I'm just saying because my whole thing is like with the way it is now, and like I said, we can talk about this some other time. It's a whole nother subject, but like a lot of people in my personal preference are they get a lot of that discomfort and that towards the customers and things like that because they're being overworked by their employers and expected to do way too much and so you just get that where at some point your employees just flip a switch off and are like, fuck it, I'm just going into robot mode and I'm just going to plug through my day and get to the end of it as one way, however I have to get there. You know what I'm saying?
So what you're saying is people's jobs and men's jobs right now are affecting their mental health also.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, the whole fact, and I mean that's the whole thing. What it comes down to with the mental health stuff, and as far as that goes, is because just like the new generation or my kids' generation and stuff like that, they're just not applying because they've sat there and watched what it's done to us our entire lives, busting our ass at these fucking dead end fucking jobs, and realistically, what for what? Because so you can afford a fucking tiny house and be late on your fucking child support and barely survive and yeah, it's fucking stupid. The whole way the shit is done is fucking stupid, bro. And
We were
what
taught
these
you're my age, so you were taught like it was different to be a man when I was growing up. I grew up in a Cuban household. My stepdad was Cuban. My mom, she passed away, and then I lived with him for a while before I broke out on my own. But it was very machismo driven, and
right,
men are men, and you need to be as manly as possible. Like chivalry was taught in that house.
right,
That was the level of like it was a 50s mentality, which is when my stepdad came over from fucking Cuba. So
right,
that was what they were taught, and that's what they were taught, that's what they taught their kids, and that's what I was brought up like you didn't show weakness, you didn't show anything like that. You shut that shit down. You were a man, and you
Yeah.
fucking sucked it up and moved forward.
Go make a fucking paycheck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you don't
like
make
you're a
enough? Go
man.
work a second job.
You're a man. Get the fuck out. Get a paycheck. Yeah, you don't make another one. Get a second job. You know. And I've caught so much flack for what I'm trying to do now because I don't fucking make any money streaming. I don't make any money right now doing this, and I've been doing it for a long time. Where everybody's like, you know how many fucking times I've been told over and over again, oh, well, you're paying child support, you're doing this, you don't have enough money, you got, you know, I've got 3 kids, I've got 2 baby mamas. One of them, like I said, I paid extra for, I paid way too much over the years, way too much. But that's another thing. But then, so I get into this little, no, you're fine. My high ass pretty much forgot where I was going with this shit anyway, but.
Yeah, it happened to me last podcast.
Yeah, right.
I was like,
but it just got instilled like from the get go. Like you just, dude, I fucking lost it. I completely just spaced out. But I was talking. What was I talking about? I fucking got so high.
We were talking about. We are only 40 minutes in, and you're that stoned.
Well, I think the
right.
FICO just kicked in.
Oh.
Yeah, the FICO just kicked in, so it's been gradually getting more intense the whole time I've been sitting here.
Oh, that's
you know
awesome.
what I'm saying?
I love.
Yeah,
that.
And then dude, the little fidget, I was all just zoned out, and I saw a squirrel, and then I just lost it all, bro. It just all went to shit from there.
See, no, it was so bad though. Without having any medicine, I went through all that.
Did you?
What?
Sorry, I'm freaking out. So did you see? I heard now that here recently that the percentage of young adults living with their parents still is an all-time high since the Great Depression.
Bro, I'm looking at my brother. He lives with my mom. He's right
like, yeah, from like 18 to 29 or whatever, or like 18 to, I don't know, 18 to mid 20s. I heard today that it's the highest it's ever been since the Great Depression, and that's because, I mean, shit's just so expensive and shit like that, which again is just putting the stress and the pressure and the anxiety and just the weight of everything on everybody's shoulders even more.
Oh yeah, everything's like it's so intense, and you want to live your life still, and you want to be able to have fun and not have to wait until your mid 60s to start being yourself and loving life. So you go on, you want to go on vacations. You want to do it's so sad. Every time you've said this, there's a couple times that you've never fucking traveled anywhere.
No, bro. I didn't have a chance, man. I had kids at a young age, and at that point, I went to fucking work. I've been at the same job. I mean, my oldest son is 18, about to turn 18. I've been at my job February. It'll be the start of my 19th year, bro.
See, but that's what I'm saying. Like, and
then I was paying so much money. Like from the get go, I was making, say at the get go, I was paying $17, right? I was getting paid $17 an hour from the get go, and when I started there. And it took me 10 years of building up to where, I'm not going to say what I make now, but let's just say it's a substantial amount more than what I was making back then.
Yeah.
And it took me all that time of paying this much money to be able to build up and finally figure out a way to pay an attorney to get it lowered and stuff like that. Like, it was just...
See, that's the biggest bullshit out there.
But I was paying, dude... I mean, I was so broke, dude. There was no way. I could not have a roommate. I couldn't get away. I couldn't start building a life, and I mean, it took years of.
Dude, me and my wife,
and then the whole time being told what a piece of shit I am. You know what I'm saying? The whole time being told what a piece of shit I am, and
that's bro. Me and my wife, when this all got laid on me,
it's so rough, bro.
Yeah, I was sitting there, and I went from. And I wasn't making a lot to begin with. Like, I was making, I think, like $16 an hour, and they hit me with $1,000 a month child support.
Right. That's what I was paying. I was paying $1,000 a month for long period of time.
So it gets better.
A very long period of time.
I get a second job.
Then they're going to take more.
Hold on, no, they don't, because they have to go and adjust it. Then they don't. They won't take more. They should only take it from one job.
Okay.
what had happened was they took it from both jobs 1 month before I called them and said block that, because I made enough money at one of them to cover the full thing. Don't take it both. And it was just stupid. So this is how crazy it is. I made more money than my wife now, and we were together at this point in time. So she quit her job. I taught her my job because it was a chat room job as a manager, and I sat in chat rooms, answered questions, took escalations, shit like that. Most of the escalations I was able to de-escalate through chat. So I was on the phone maybe once a week. Right. So I taught her how to do my fucking job. And she did it, and I'd sleep at night in the same room as her. She was working my job, and then I get up in the morning and fucking go to my other job. Dude, that's hustle if I've ever heard it in my life. You know, so
right. But it was cool. You had a chick that was willing to do that, and put in work like that.
That's my woman, and there isn't a thing in this world that would ever have me, one, talk bad about her, not think the world of her, not be with her for the rest of my life, not like she's my soulmate. I know you're not and I didn't either. But
I've never had that kind of support system other than my mom from a female.
Think of it like this: when we first got together, I got sick, and like when I say sick, I mean I was in the hospital every other week. I'm 5 days at a time, 7 days at a time.
Wait.
Yeah, you heard that? But I was in the hospital, ER every other week. Like, it was a joke between me and her. Our date nights were taking me to the ER because we got to get the on-demand movies there. Like, that's how my family, her family, me, we all said, it's okay. You don't have to stay here. She was 24 years old, bro. She was a kid. I had 3 kids, crazy ass ex, and I could be dying in the hospital at that point in time because that's how bad it was. Like at that point, I couldn't even work. And she said, "Nope, that's my man." And that was 11 years ago.
That's cool, man. It's just something she saw in you or something. I mean, I can't imagine why. I look at you, I'm like, God damn, I wish he'd just turn the camera off, but what? I'm just.
So she listens to all of our podcasts, but I don't know if she pays attention. So I'm going to say, honey, if you are listening to this, come give me a hug because I need one from you.
Right. There you go.
Because I wish I had one right now, and I can't have it. So I'm going to tell you, if you are listening, please come find me.
Well, I do hope they're having a great time, man. I know it sucks.
Motherfuckers are having a blast.
Yeah. That's good, though, man. At least your kid's having a good time, bro. I know it sucks, dude, and I know that's hard to think about, but
no, it's not anymore. So let's talk some more. And I know you're not a religious person, so you're gonna call bullshit on me.
I'm not religious, though.
All right. Well, I grew up. My mom was Jewish, so she raised me Jewish, semi-Christian, until she passed away when I was 11. My stepdad was Cuban from Cuba, like born in Cuba, Cuban. That fucker was Catholic, you know that. So he raised me Catholic when she died until I left. He got me baptized, all that shit. I went to Catholic school. The complete indoctrination of me being Catholic was there. But I needed something at that time to grasp onto. And I have to say that guy, he was a lot of things, an abusive motherfucker. But taking me to a Catholic church when I was 13, I was two years after my mom passed. It was the best thing that ever happened to me. Like, because it just gave me a faith to lean in on that when I needed some kind of direction, because I was twisted. Think of your mom passing away when you're 11 years old. Like, it was devastating.
Yeah, that's rough, bro.
So that's my religious, and I've maintained being religious of some sort, going to church off and on, that kind of stuff. Like, I even joined a what I would say is almost a religious cult, Catholic religious cult almost. My wife, if she is listening, is going to come and punch me after she hugs me now that I said that. I won't say the name of the place because it's whatever, but yeah, it's a Catholic cult. We went to church, 4 nights a week we were doing something for church. Like,
Wow, dude, that's crazy.
It was.
Not crazy, but it's crazy to me. You know, I just like
It was crazy to me, but at the time,
that's
I
a
needed
huge
that.
that's a huge portion of your life. You know.
It was. It was every 4 nights out of the week when we were doing that. Yeah, it was crazy. And then there was
Yeah.
money to be spent. It was crazy. So I'm sitting there and having a complete panic attack. Right, the last one I had, I told you, and my wife was sitting there on the phone with my mom. And I'm sitting there and I start praying out loud. The first thing I said is, God grant me peace and mercy and help me get through this and help me find a way to see my way through this. And within minutes, I was calm. And I'm still crying, and that's not, crying is okay. Showing emotion is okay. But I don't know how I could have released any more emotion and not had another panic attack the way that I was. Because everything was, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
There's
bro.
just no way out of it.
No, there's once that shit starts, bro. My way out of it is a Xanax pill.
Exactly, and that's what I'm saying. And I knew I had nothing else to lean on except for my faith. And hours later, I realized the switch that was on me, and I called my wife because I told her, I'm like, I know your flight doesn't leave till almost 7 o'clock. And it was
Right.
1 o'clock. I'm like, but I can't sit here and wait to start driving anymore. I have to start driving, otherwise it's gonna be dangerous for me. I need to get
Yeah,
I
for
need
sure. Yeah.
I need to get on the road. And she's like, okay. So she went and sat in that airport, got through there. So I called her and I told her, and she goes, it's crazy you say it because the first thing you prayed for was peace. And I'm like, you're right. Like I prayed for peace, and it was the peace that I was given. My soul felt settled. And I never had something that real happen to me when it came to my religion.
Right.
And it might sound like complete bullshit to everybody else listening. And if it does, fuck you. I don't care because it's my heart, and it's definitely
Yeah,
my
but
faith.
even if it's bullshit to somebody else, if it works for you, man, then it's not bullshit to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So whether it was now, and like I said, I'm not the most religious person, but whether that was your higher power or whatever it was, if you believe it's your higher power, then motherfucker, that's what it was. I mean, who cares what anybody else thinks? You know what I'm saying? If it works for you and that's what you believe in, then that's what it is. You know, what works for me and what I have to do is a lot of times I need quiet. You know, I got to get away from whatever and just kind of chill and whatnot. But to say that I didn't, pray at those moments when I really having my worst panic attacks and stuff, I'd be lying, because when it comes right down to it and you get that feeling and that kind of emotion and
the helplessness
or fear, or because at that point you don't know if you're actually checking out or what it is, you know what I'm saying? And so I'd be lying if I didn't turn to prayer at times, whether I'm talking to friends past or a higher power or energy or whatever you want to whatever it is.
I hear you. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, and I don't want to think, and I'm not here to say that any religion's wrong. Like, I accept all religions. If you believe in a higher power, or you believe in whatever
Right.
it is, I support that, because I'm gonna be honest with you. In what I see, and I've been through a lot of religions. Like I said, I was raised Jewish, Christian, Catholic, Baptist, Methodist. Like, I've been in all kinds of different churches and whatever. And the only thing that it's all the same. It's all the same message. It's just how they portray the message is the difference.
Right.
So to me, I think that it's God's plan to have all these different religions to speak to the different types of people, because not everybody has the same kind of personality and can be met at the same place in the same way. Like, I currently, and we're going to join this church when I go back to Louisiana, is a biker church.
Nice.
It's amazing. It is the absolute best church I've ever been to. I don't feel judged. Like, that's one of the things I hate about church is I feel judged when I walk in there. Either,
Right.
oh, that's a fat guy. Oh, he's got a beard. Oh, he's loud. Oh, he's not dressed right. Oh, that's the inner demon
Right,
that is
right.
speaking to me that I feel that everybody in church is doing.
And
And
I've seen biker churches and stuff, man. So yeah, it's just a different feel, you know, a different type of church in person in that atmosphere, you know.
yeah, and it was cool. Like I went to the church, and then my wife's like, "Okay, so they're having an event tomorrow at the Harley shop over here." And I was
Right.
like, "Wait, what?" And she goes, "Oh yeah, it was a Labor Day event at the Harley shop, and they were feeding people for free. There was the band from the church was playing, and they were playing really really good music. They had like rides for the kids, and it was
Nice.
great. They baptized like 7 people out there in the Harley Davidson
Hell
parking
yeah,
lot.
man.
Dude, it was crazy. And I was like, this is a different church. I just think it's the one that speaks to me. Like that's right now, like it definitely. The thought of going back to a Catholic church, it gives me anxiety. It really
I
does.
would I would have to like cuz you know right now, man, like my whole thing is I am working my day job. I'm fucking streaming and doing the podcast every second that I'm either not at work,
Oh yeah.
not with my kids, or not sleeping. Like that's what I'm doing. Like that's it. Like between trying to release shorts and stuff on YouTube for TikTok and all that other stuff as well. So I would have to like at some point if or when things become to where I can do this as a profession. I would need to. I wouldn't turn to a church. It's just not my thing. But I would have to find some way to get back out and like re put myself into civilization, I guess I should say. And you know what I'm saying? Because right now all I do is work, bro. Like I work and then I have my little kids, so I'll go to the park, I do kid stuff and things like that. But if it come to the point where I don't need the day job, my regular 9 to 5 and I have that other time, I would need to find stuff like that or something to get back to getting out and kicking it and getting into the world, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, dude.
That's one thing that's rough right now for my mental health is because I do spend so much time looking like at these screens and things like that, bro, because just pushing so hard for something better or something more, you know, right now in my life.
Bro, do you understand how much me and you talk?
Yeah.
That's what they like. Yeah, I get it. We're talking
Right.
business from the time I wake up in the fucking morning
Yeah, dude,
until
that's all I
until the
do,
time.
bro.
That's all we do is talk business and strategize
That's it.
on how to
Yeah.
make amazing content for y'all to listen to.
Even when I'm at my working, I'm still working on this. You know what I'm saying? Like in some form or fashion, whether it's just messages back and forth with you about the podcast or about things like that, or my admins on the Discord about, you know, what do you think the stream's doing, or what do you think, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
just brainstorming there, or I mean, so. That's a hard thing for me to deal with mentally. It makes my brain hurt just thinking about it, you know, because there is a part of me that always wonders, like, bro, am I giving up too much to try to get the freedom that I want? You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
no, you're not giving up too
that's
much.
something
Because I'm going to
that
tell
I
you,
battle with all the time, you know.
because I used to make a ton of money. And when I say a ton of money, I was in the car business. I was a general sales manager, and I made 6 figures plus. Like I made
Right.
really, really good money. Had a huge house up in Georgia. Whatever I wanted, we did. But I was exchanging my life and my soul for money,
Right.
and it
Well,
didn't
and see,
work.
and that's kind of what I'm trying to get out of because I
Yeah,
have, like, I'm not gonna, you know, I don't want to go into any details or nothing because, you know, I don't want to affect anything that's going on in my life right now. But I'm trying to get out of that control of the normal, like 9 to 5 to do what I love doing, which is this, you know. I mean, this is what my problem is now is that I spend so much time doing the other things and things like that it affects my content sometimes, and I beat myself up about that as well mentally because I'm tired or something, you know. And it's like, bro, you just worked all fucking day and then you come home and I've got an hour before I go live, and so like all this stuff is all constantly going through my head, and that's kind of what eats me
so
up, you know.
I know we're talking about mental health tonight, and you're talking about something that I might we might be able to figure this out. All right, so Remember, I didn't have any medicine when I got here.
Right.
My brother doesn't smoke anymore. He hasn't smoked in years. And not really people that we no. Anyways, it's not really around here. He goes, listen though, I have this supplement that I take. It's good for pain. It's good for energy and mental health. Like it's good for all this stuff. I don't want to give you a lot because if you take too much, it'll give you fucking visions and shit. Like it'll fuck you up. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And
right.
It's called Kratom. Kratom.
Dude, I've seen that stuff, bro.
So he went and got a Propel water, one of those the flavored waters, and he goes, take a swig of this. I took about this much out of the bottle, and he comes back and he goes, here, shake this and drink it. Shake it, drink it, shake it, drink it. Like don't let it separate back up.
Right.
Before you drink it, don't separate it because it'll be too much. You need it diluted. So I drank 3/4 of a water bottle of this shit. It's the only way I got through the day that I didn't have any medicine here.
Right.
Because I remember I was all fucked up in the head that I was all this is how I got into my chair.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it's not like you're just smoking to smoke and get fucked up, bro. You know, I mean, you're using it for medical, real shit that you're dealing with, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's not something easy for you to just stop taking.
I'm pretty sure you would feel better if you took Kratom before stream, like a couple hours before your stream.
I would have to look into it because I don't just like. I know it's fucked up because I'll eat like shit and stuff, but like when it comes to any kind of synthetic, like I don't know what it is. Like I've seen a few podcasts on like YouTube, and I'll research it. I will because you sparked my interest in it even more. But I have seen a couple, and I got to watching it in some weird green solution, or it looked like it was a green. Yeah. And they were drinking it and so I'm interested. I'll have to learn on it. I can't speak on it because I don't know shit on it, but. I'm much either. I'd like to learn. So.
I didn't take it though because I trust my brother. Like if you gave me something to drink and said this has worked for me before, this might help it, and where I was mentally, I needed help.
Right.
So he gave it to me and I drank it and I uplifted energy, uplifted mood. The pain didn't go away. Like I didn't have any pain issues. Like I was still in pain. But a lot of the issues I was having was good, and I was able to function a little bit. I wasn't able to eat much, which is why I smoke a lot, because at times it's because I need to eat. Like
I wish I could find the smoke that doesn't make me want to eat, bro.
So you can look. I'll send you I thought I sent you the terpenes list. There's ones that list the ones that make you hungry.
You did, man, but it was small and I couldn't see it very good.
Because I was stoned.
Or maybe my eyes weren't open very good. I don't fucking know. Whatever.
Oh, that's so funny. But yeah, man. But seriously, about the Kratom though, look into it. Joe Rogan takes it. A lot of the fighters take it and lifters take it for pre-workout because it has such an energy boost that comes along with it. It's not, and I was able to sleep last night, no problem. It wasn't like I was up all night or anything. So I think it could definitely help you get on the days that you're not feeling it, like Thursdays.
Right.
Your Thursdays fucking suck most days. Most Thursdays suck. Like your stream. I'm sorry, but it's just like you start Sunday and you're peaking Sunday. Monday's good, and we saw it really bad in your IR. Like you could track your IR, the gains and the lows.
Oh yeah, with racing and stuff. Oh yeah, for sure.
But it's the same way with your
As
RP,
the week went on, my racing got worse and worse when I was racing, bro.
The RP is the same way though. Your RP gets, and it's not that you're not doing better with you're not giving good RP. You don't seek out the interactions as much as you do when you are feeling better. You don't know that you
and that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's because of I'm working the day job and doing all that stuff too, you know? So it's after working all day, then I have like that 45-minute break from the time I clock out till the time I clock in to the stream is 45 minutes to an hour break. And that's it, bro.
Bro, you only get a fucking lunch hour, man, in a regular job. Fucking 20 hours. So,
right. Yeah. So I get up. That's what it is, man. I get up at 6 every morning and I go, and then I have a 30-minute break at work, and that's it. And then, then I have hour break between the time I clock out till I clock in to stream, and then I stream, and then I go to bed. And actually, I go off stream, then I try to get shorts clipped out for the next day.
Or
And,
we're
I mean,
talking
it's just
about something else that we're doing.
Right, and that's what I mean. That's why I'm saying, man. Like, there's always that mental part of me that's like, man, is this gonna be worth what I'm putting into it, man? Because I'm putting everything into it, brother.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, I love what we do, and I love being true to you and our listeners, and
Yeah, for sure, brother.
sharing true and honest content and things that people don't really say out loud most times. It People don't say these things like men. They don't fuck. No one gives a shit about men. I don't know who said it. It was
Yeah, I mean,
was it Chris Rock who said the only thing, the only people that are loved unconditionally are children and women. Men are only valued by what they can give somebody.
right.
And that's fucking sad.
Yeah, as a man, the amount of money you make, and the amount. I mean, a lot of that has to do with your
worth.
I mean, you're standing as a man for
Yeah.
sure, and your worth to people, 100%. 100%. If you're not making enough money or you're not whatever, then you're a piece of shit. You know what I mean? And that's unfortunate, bro. And I've spent my entire life busting to just try and make as much money as I possibly could, but I think I've been going about it the wrong way for a long time. And I hope that maybe my eyes have been open a little bit over the last 4 years. I've been trying to, do this thing, and it just keeps building, and I keep meeting great people like you, my friend, and hopefully it just continues onward and upward,
Well, I mean, we're definitely headed in the right direction, man.
For both of us,
I
man.
mean,
I'm not talking about just me,
Oh, I know.
So.
I know. I don't take that for granted in the least. I know we come up together. But I'm going to tell you, though,
brother.
I don't know very many people that have had a 10,000 view TikTok either, though.
Man,
And if you're listening,
I got a sexy belly, baby. What can I say?
If you're listening, go on to Bosch's TikTok and give that bad boy a view. I'm going to tell you, man. While we're sitting here talking about mental health, my mental health does not let me do that. What you did, like, I have a scar that runs from here all the way down to under my belly button.
Right.
So the thought of doing what you did there, flips me the fuck out. Like, it freaks me out completely. I have my mother, my adopted mom. So my mom died when I was 11. I was adopted. My mother hasn't seen my stomach. I don't know how ever. Like, seriously, because I don't take off my shirt in public because, one, I'm fat, and two, I feel so self-conscious about my stomach because of the big ass scar.
Right.
So I pulled my shirt up yesterday in front of my mother. It was like,
give her a belly shake.
She was like, "How much weight have you lost?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, 60 pounds." Jesus.
Nice.
It was just, it was so crazy that your belly shake is doing that, though, man.
Dude, I've got another one on there that's going a little bit, another belly shake, man. I don't know what it is about it. Maybe I'll just dude, that's it. I'm just going to go live from now on my cam screen and just sit there and shake my belly nonstop.
So, I mean,
maybe sing a little song. What you think?
I definitely wanted to bring this up, but I wanted to do it off podcast. But, I mean, I think that this is the right time to talk about it. I think between your belly shaking videos and your hairy troll feet videos and pictures, you have an OnlyFans in you.
Oh, yeah, I think I'm gonna.
I think that you're making the wrong content.
I've already got
now.
the camera set up in the bed right behind me. I mean, it's like it was meant to be or something. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's a porn set waiting to happen. Absolutely.
I got the little alien back here just going. Whoa. I'm gonna have to get an automatic zoom in camera though for the close-ups.
Oh my god. Bosh,
all right,
what have we unleashed?
I think we definitely need to talk some more about this because I mean we were bouncing all over the place and I know we can go on and on and on and probably didn't dive in as deep on some things and
we will be talking about this soon because I booked a Army veteran. He was a MLRS rocket launcher. Is a rocket launcher guy. Like, he's the pilot of it or whatever. or he's the gunner, or whatever you call him. But he has severe PTSD issues, and he's agreed to come on the podcast to talk about it. Nice. He's on Twitter. That's how I found him. And the guy is amazing. If you haven't watched his videos yet, you probably should before you meet him, because he's definitely different. He's actually, I know I will. I think he lives in Oklahoma.
Nice. Okay. Because he's not far from me then.
No, really. Not from either. Not far from either. Honestly. But yeah, right. I'm excited about that one. That one's gonna be good because we're gonna.
And what's his? Do you have his name and all that for checking out?
I'll put it
like
in the
videos
link.
and stuff like that.
I'll put it in the link below.
Yeah, put it in the description below.
I'll put it in the description below. Just because I don't want to. It's boomers or sooner boomer or something like that. It's something like that. That's how you know he's from Oklahoma, because nobody outside of Oklahoma gives a shit about being a sooner.
Yeah, just link it down below so people can check it out for the upcoming episodes and stuff. Check him out.
Absolutely follow him. Real quick though, one last thing real quick before you sign us out. Mm-hmm. The reason I like this guy and the reason I fucking reached out to him, he has a daily thing, a video, and Thursday is Throat Punch Thursdays. Fucking amazing. Like,
nice.
This is
hell yeah.
Because you smoke weed and not throat punch people today. I'm like, fucking right, I do. Hell yeah.
Nice, dude. Hell yeah. I look forward to it, man. It'll be a good one.
I appreciate it.
It'll be a good one. Hey, absolutely, man. Can't wait to record the next one, brother. Guys, thanks for listening. This is Two Fried Eggs Podcast with your boy Bosch Gaming, the one and only motherfucking Dolph, baby.
Nope.
And we'll be back soon, baby. I can't wait. Thank you. Like, subscribe. Wherever you're at, enjoy. Live life and have fun, baby.
Oh, yeah, and if you're listening to this, we are on all the podcasts outside of iTunes. We're on Samsung now. Podcast Index, what else? Spotify, Google Podcast.
Big time in it, baby. Big time
in it. Amazon Music.
All over.
We're pretty much everywhere except for iTunes, and I'll have iTunes up within the next week.
Fuck yeah, dude. Let's do it.
So listen to us wherever you want to, wherever you can, in the car, whatever. Like and subscribe everywhere you go. Appreciate y'all. Love you, Bosch.
Hell yeah. Much love, baby.
Right.
Peace.
Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe below if you like our content. New episodes dropping every Friday. Stay tuned.